We are just days away from the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. It's the largest event of its kind in the nation, and it's hosted right here in Central Ohio. Really cool.
And all this weekend, NBC4 Today, our own Monica Day is sharing the inspirational stories of local breast cancer survivors. Monica?
That's right, Katie. We're introducing you to the 5 Race for the Cure honorary chairs. It's a group of young women living life after breast cancer. Tara Ernske was 30 years old when she was diagnosed, and for her, the hardest part came when she was told to do something that she's never really been very good at. That's slowing down.
I feel like I don't know what to do if I'm not doing something. I don't know how to just sit down and just be still. I've never learned how to do that my whole life. My doctors had to stop me and pull me back. I was forced to take 8 weeks off after my mastectomy, so I wasn't allowed to work, and that was the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my life, is spend 8 weeks sitting on my couch, not driving, not lifting my arms. I had to have people come wash my hair for me, cook me food. I hated every single moment of that. And that might have actually been one of the worst parts, was losing my independence and relying on people.
Coming up at 6, Tara shares her journey through treatment, where she finds her strength to fight, and how her career as a nurse helped her, and then in some ways actually made no difference at all. It's interesting to hear about the recovery process from a nurse's perspective.
Oh, absolutely. A side of cancer, too, I don't think a lot of us think about. Monica, thank you. The capital city will transform into a sea of pink as thousands raise awareness for breast cancer this weekend. And for the 6th year in a row, locally based L Brands will have the largest team in downtown Saturday. The organization will have more than 9,000 employees taking part in the race. And remember, it's not too late for you to participate this weekend. Registration is underway as we enter the final days before the Race for the Cure. Fill out an online registration form at ComenColumbus.org, or you can sign up in person. Volunteers will be at the mall at Tuttle Crossing today, or you can also stop by Easton Town Center Wednesday through Friday. Matt, myself, and Ellie Merritt, we will also be there at the expo. Come out and say hi.
And along with a lot of others walking with the Rockin' Robin team.
This weekend, downtown Columbus will be a sea of pink for the Komen Columbus Race for the Cure. We have the largest race in the country right here in Columbus. It's a huge event. I wouldn't miss it, and it's very emotional. Our Monica Day introduces us to one of the honorary chairs who battled cancer at a young age. Monica?
Yeah, Tara Ernske, she grew up dreaming of directing Conan O'Brien's show. She actually did end up working in television for a while, but then she decided that she wanted to do more to help people, so she became a nurse. Well, in 2014, Tara was settling into her new career and really just living life to the fullest.
I try to do that whole balance of myself, giving back to my community, my work, and then, personal time.
Balancing life became much harder for Tara when a lump was found during her annual exam. Since she was 30, she was directed to get a mammogram.
I actually put off getting the mammogram for a little bit because I didn't think anything of it.
Doctors and nurses initially thought it was a cyst or a fibroadenoma. Then an ultrasound was ordered to get a better look.
I started to get a little bit more, I think, nervous at that point, but I still wasn't, it's like, oh gosh, now this is going to be a long day because now I have to go get an ultrasound. So then I went and got my ultrasound, and is when the radiologist came in that I had like that first drop, your stomach just falls.
And then the call confirming it was cancer.
My inner nurse kicked in, and I grabbed paper and I just wrote down everything he said to me in that moment because I knew I wasn't going to remember anything, and then life just got crazy after that. It was very medical at the beginning, but then once I started to get into it, the medical went away.
One thing she pulled from her nursing experience was how she would approach her treatment.
And I just remember every patient who did well were those that went into it with a positive attitude. Instead of moping and being like, oh man, I have breast cancer, I tried to be like, okay, what are we going to do now? What's going to be the positives? And, the support I received was just so humbling that it just kept me going.
From gifts to words of encouragement.
Things just magically appeared when you needed it the most. As there are still times today that I cry, I get angry, I get mad, and then it's my support system that pulls me through it.
Such a strong individual, and it was really interesting talking to Tara about her hair. She had really long hair when she started treatment and says that shaving it off was actually the most liberating experience of her life. She said it was sad, she cried, but that was the moment when she felt like she was taking charge. So an interesting take there. And plus the fact that she's a nurse and kind of talking about the medical, and once you're a patient, that medical just kind of all slips away.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Thanks, Monica. New this midday.